Welcome back to Empower Your Soul. I am here with another car channeling session, which I am graciously accepting from Spirit because I had my friends over this weekend and one of their kids forgot his glasses and they live 45 minutes away, and I graciously volunteered to get the fuck out of Compton today, get the fuck out of my house today, escape the kids that are at the end of summer. If you know, you know, because they are at each other's throats and everything out of their mouth right now is a complaint or an argument. And essentially, we are all at the stage where we have been in way too close of a proximity with each other without a schedule for way too long, and we all need a break from each other. So I am happily taking the gift from the universe to drive the 45 minutes out and drive the 45 minutes back and sit in silence with all of you and get a little bit of car channeling in. So I'm actually really fucking happy to be here today. And over the past week or so, Spirit has been dropping these freaking nuggets. So I don't know how many podcast episodes I'm going to record on this 90-minute drive today. And I'm really excited for you today, right now, to talk about the idea of guides and should we be engaging with them in our mediumship sessions. And this is a really interesting topic for me. And it's been a really interesting topic talking with a few of my mentees, my students about this, because there's so much, again, varying information in the marketplace, in the metaphysical marketplace, in the mediumship world. And so I wanted to break it down for you and kind of explain why you should, maybe why you shouldn't, what does it look like, so that you at least have the basis of information, again, to make your own decision and do what you will with this. Because that's the whole point of this podcast is I will tell you, hopefully, because I'm a Libra, both sides of the story. And then I will tell you what I think is the right course of travel. And then you get to decide whether you agree with me or not. But at least you're making an informed decision, everybody. And I think this is the key. And I feel like I'm going to rename this podcast eventually. But I do want all of you to walk away with your own empowered version of whatever this metaphysical work looks like for you. So let's get into guides in mediumship today. There are so many different camps of this. And I will say right off the bat, I am somebody who believes that guides are with us 24/7. They are our eternal teachers. They have been assigned to us one shape or form. And so these are our teachers, cheerleaders, best friends in the spirit world. So for me, my guides are my number one. My guides are always in my ear. We're always talking. And so for me, guides are my ride or die. So I will tell you right off the bat that I think guides belong everywhere, including mediumship readings. But let me talk about what that is after I talk about why people don't like guides in mediumship. So in terms of guides in mediumship, there's two camps of people, from my experience, there may be more, that do not like guides in mediumship readings. So the first camp are people who believe that we only have a finite number, I don't even know how you quantify it, finite energy that is available in a mediumship reading. And if you start divvying up your finite spiritual and energetic cord, then you are essentially crossing streams. Sorry, then you are essentially, splitting hairs in terms of your energy. And so that means that you're not putting your full energy into connecting with the departed spirit. And so I think this is a very, very interesting theory. I have not personally seen this to be an issue so far. And actually, when I heard this the first time, it actually tripped me up and fucked up my readings quite a bit. Because before this, I would naturally connect to the departed loved one. If I needed help, I'll call in a guide, and that's typically how I will engage guides in mediumship readings. And so it never really occurred to me to do anything else, and it worked really well, and I have a very strong connection to spirit. So the fact that, and that was like before I learned about this. And when I learned about this, I was already pretty solid in my mediumship. And I was like, oh, that's really interesting. And I'm always the kind of person that will try anything once. no matter what it is. So I'm going to listen to this. I'm going to take it into consideration. I'm going to experiment with it. And I'm going to say, is this true for me? And so when I would be in readings thinking about this and not wanting to split my energy between my guide and my sitter, like I got way too in my head about it. And so that caused my vibration to decrease. And then it was almost like this self-fulfilling prophecy of, oh, I just fucked up. Now my reading shit. God damn it. Right? Like now I'm the worst medium in the world. Right. And there's a lot of that in mediumship. There's a lot of self-fulfilling prophecy in mediumship. So if I was worried about my energy going down, now I was paying attention to it. And now I was setting myself up for my energy to go down and do a shitty reading anyway. So, I think that that happens no matter what, especially in the space of trying to worry about, is your energy splitting? Because who the fuck knows? Like, who the fuck knows about this? And I think the reason why I disagree with this theory so much, beside it being just another like metaphysical gatekeeper that makes you think you're doing it wrong again, right? And I will never be the proponent of that. There's a right way to do mediumship. There's absolutely no right way. There's an ethical way. We're going to talk about that in another episode. But it's not a list of rules, because if we think we know everything there is to know about mediumship, why the fuck are you listening to me, right? Like, why are we here? I don't know. I digress a little bit. And so the idea of splitting your energetic cord makes me laugh a little bit, because if you've worked with spirit at all, logically it doesn't make sense. Because logically, spirit has unlimited knowledge, although I'm working my way with that one. Unlimited energy, no lack of space or time. I mean, we're essentially, like Twilight on the other side, everybody. We are the Cullen family. We have unlimited energy on the other side. Why do we think that us as souls have limited energy here as well? I mean, I think it takes a lot of energy to stay in the frequency of spirit, right? I think there's a lot of, there's some considerations I think you need to think about. But in terms of you not having enough energy to tap into both loved ones and guides at the same time, that kind of makes me chuckle. Because we are energetic beings. We are souls first and physical bodies second. And I don't think there's a limit to how much energy we can access. I feel like that one's going to bite me in the ass in the future. I don't. I think there's a limitation to what we can comprehend, but certainly not in terms of how much energy we can take in. And maybe it's biting me in the ass right now because I'm thinking about my galactic work, and it's like I have run 6 marathons after I connect to the galactic realm. So maybe. But in terms of mediumship, which is and guides, which are kind of lower vibrational frequencies, fucking do your thing. Don't worry about splitting hairs. Don't worry about splitting up your energy. And here's why. Because if you're doing this ethically, if you're focused on the medium and the spirit connection, you're not bringing in the guides all the time. You're bringing in the guides when you need to. You're bringing in the guides when you're saying SOS, like, I need help. I don't understand this. Can you clear this up? So it's not like you are directly communicating with your guides. It's that they are helping the session be successful. And so I don't think there's an energy split for that, I guess is the way that I want to put it. So hopefully that explains that one. And the other one I want to talk about is specifically this idea, and I'm going to 100% go into this on a different podcast episode, that it's not pure mediumship when you connect with guides in your mediumship. Okay, I got a lot of words. That's a whole podcast episode to talk about the people who think mediumship should be pure. I'm going to stay away from that because that will be a 45-minute episode guaranteed. However, I will say I understand the reason why people would be upset about that. Because in the same light, aren't we upset when we do mediumship, but actually it's psychic, right? Is that ethical? I don't think that is ethical. And so So the purists will say you're not supposed to connect to anything but departed loved ones in your readings. And yeah, I guess I tend to agree with that. Point taken. However, I'm not connecting with guides to cheat the system. I'm connecting with guides to make sure that my energy, my connection is the best thing possible and help the spirits who are coming to me be able to give this information in a clear and concise way as well. And so to me, your guide coming in a mediumship session is your spiritual teacher. They are your spiritual mentor. They are your gatekeeper to make sure that you're not getting multiple spirits at a time if you're not ready for that. And so for me, inherently, everything with this work is working with guides. And it is when I connect psychically, if I'm having trouble, I'll ask my guide. If I'm connecting mediumshipistically, I will ask my guide for help if I think I need help or if something doesn't make sense, right? I will absolutely call them in after a session to be like, where did I fuck up? What did I do? But also to the point, what are you proud of? Where did I kill it? Where do I need to keep pushing myself? Because there's strengths and opportunities in every single reading. So I'll call them in as my spiritual teachers, my coaches, my guides to help me grow and continue to expand my skill set regardless of what type of reading it is. I mean, we're fucking assigned guides for a reason, everybody. Why the fuck aren't we using them? I don't know. This is definitely my soapbox to die on. This is it. This is my hill to die on, my soapbox, everything. Because if you have this incredible team with unlimited knowledge, right? Unlimited access is able to help you, help your frequency, see where your goals are, see where your dreams are, see what you want out of this freaking life that we have here. And they've been literally assigned to you to help you achieve your soul's purpose and your goals here. Why wouldn't you use them? Right? So don't get in your head about it. I would say, think about what feels most natural for you. And if it does trip you up in a reading, maybe don't engage with them in a reading if it doesn't work for you, right? And maybe if it does work for you and you are getting tripped up, call them in and say, can you help clear this up for me? I don't understand. I'm getting confused. Hey, can you make sure there's only one spirit coming through? This is a lot for me. Because I got to be honest with you, I like to assume the best intention possible when we're talking with departed loved ones, but some of them are pain in the asses and some of them steamroll you, and you have some that come and do drive-bys in the middle of the readings, and your guides can help manage and control that. So use them. If you really enjoy the guide work, I mean, I don't know if I would pull them in and have a three-way conversation when you're doing mediumship readings. That might be a little much, everybody, because if you're talking about a three-way conversation with your guide and a departed loved one, that can get really confusing really quick. Probably don't recommend that, but for the most part, please lean on your guides for support and guidance to help you in your spiritual development. That is why they're here, everybody. So I hope this was helpful. If you have ideas, thoughts, questions, concerns about using guide in mediumship readings, I would love to continue this conversation, answer any questions you have. And I just want to say, I'm so proud of you, and I want you to just keep doing you, boo. I hope you have a fantastic day. Take care.